Hello world! Now that casting news for the upcoming Scream 5 seems to have rounded out the cast somewhat, and filming has already began to slight complications, I wanted to talk about my top 5 hopes for this 5th and hopefully not last entry of the franchise. Make sure to let me know some of your biggest hopes for the film down below. Number 5. I want less characters in this film. Now, it's not to say that these films have gotten bigger, but Scream 3 in particular has made everyone feel a bit more like padding for the kill count, and Scream 4 just didn't have enough room for all of the new characters, new and old. So, when one of your killers only has 15 to 20 minutes of screen time, and more of it's in a group scene, it was hard to get on board. So, I just want more room to build up the characters and therefore the plots of the film, more akin to the first Scream film, where every character, red herring or not, did have character growth and moments outside of just being murdered and being a red herring. Number 4. Utilize Kevin Williamson. This long-term writer of the franchise has seemingly not been taken seriously by the studio in the past few films, and he's not even the writer on Scream 5, but he's an executive producer. I hope this means that we will take this brilliant man and utilize his ideas because they tend to be the best parts of these films. Like, I genuinely enjoy his work, and his original pitch for Scream 3 would have been amazing to see and would have definitely changed the 4th film. But utilizing Kevin Williamson is a must. But this also leads me into number 3, setup for future films. The late Wes Craven originally stated that he would be up for back-to-back films, so with Williamson on board, I would like to see some long-term setup for future films. Not necessarily cliffhangers, but keeping more people around, and then just get rid of them through the next few films. I think it's a start to have Deputy Hicks come back, as she wasn't much more than a red herring in Scream 4, but it's a start, and I would like to see or hear about more of this world. Number 2. The formula is no longer simple.
A very simple formula!
So change it up. Despite some of the variables changing, the Scream films have kind of the same structure, which isn't bad, it works. But 5 films in, maybe some change would actually help out. Can you imagine us, the audience, knowing who the killer is from the get-go, but the character's not? Or what if everyone learns who the killer is halfway through, and now they have to be smart to not look paranoid to take the killer down, or they have to hunt the killer down themselves, or try to play their game? Or if we don't know who the killer is until the next film? There's a lot that can play with this idea of the overall central mystery, because the films are usually centered around this mystery, so playing with that and the threat and our expectations can make this film feel fresh. And number 1 is a number 1 for many, but bring Kirby back. That was Wes Craven's original intent, and Hayden was so welcomed in the last film as an actress and character. So I think having her back would be good for the story, the fans, but also future films. It would also be good for Sydney too, because people are slowly surviving these events with her, and not just Dewey and Gale. I think it's nice that we can start keeping some characters around for at least one more film to kind of make Sydney feel a bit more safe in this world. But these are my top 5 hopes for the 5th Scream film. I'm sure Neve Campbell wouldn't have signed on if it wasn't something Wes Craven wouldn't have wanted, which he also originally wanted the original version of Scream 3, so I think he's fine with changing things up just a bit. So I'm hoping for a shakeup to the franchise in the horror slasher genre as a whole, which Scream is known to do. But let me know your thoughts on my list down below, and what are your hopes and dreams for Scream 5?